I'm live. Yup. Amazing. Well, today's going to be a bit of a quiet stream. It's going to mostly be just me talking to the camera and interacting with chat if there's even anyone to interact with, because it's Monday morning. Well, kind of. It's 11 a.m. and everyone's either at work or at school, and I mean, I started streaming knowing that I'm only really here because I'm bored, so, gotta do something. And yes, if you saw my stream marker, I'm currently ill, and I'm currently very tired. And today we're going to be talking about poetry, but first, wow, guys, look, something actually came in the mail for me. Let me see. Where did I even put it? Oh, right, yeah, it's right next to me. This snazzy little thing that it's the other way around. This snazzy little set of ears that I ordered off Etsy. Yeah, I quite like them. They kind of just go on like this. And, who knows? Maybe I'll wear it during streams sometimes. I quite like having my shadow on this wall. I think it's like a symbolic thing or whatever. Anyway, I kind of feel naked without a hat, actually. So I'll just, I guess I'll just put a beanie on or something. Is this better? Is this more aesthetically appeasing? Is this going to boost my viewer retention? I don't know. I will have no viewer retention, and I'm going to kill my analytics on Twitch because, yeah, it's fine. Anyway, poetry. Poetry for me has always... I look like kind of stereotypical, I don't know, like, nerd in some way. I don't know, man. Anyway, that's fine. View dashboard. So poetry for me is something that's, I've always been into writing poetry. In fact, one of my favorite memories in primary school, like, I don't know if it's called primary school for anywhere else in the world, but, primary school was me writing poetry for the class, not for the class. It was based off a prompt. Like, we were given a prompt about spring or mothers or something, and I remember writing a poem, and the teachers like really liked it because I said something like gentle as a mother's hand on your cheek, and I even like improvised sang it for my principal at the school. And so I've always kind of been writing poetry, and I've always been into poetry because, wow, you can express your feelings while sounding really, really pretentious. Amazing. Perfect thing for me. So, yeah. Anyway, I quite like poetry. I mean, in case you couldn't tell because I'm talking about it. Why would I talk about something I don't like? I don't know. A lot of people talk about things they don't like. Anyway, moving on. Talking about poetry is... Recently, I've kind of been noticing some trends with my own poetry, like what kind of things I write during certain periods of my life. And my poetry always affects not affects what's going on in my life, but what's going on in my life affects my poetry. I mean, I think it's pretty expected at this point, right? Like, if you're a creative individual, then a lot of the things that you do in terms of art is kind of like a mirror, or a way of looking into your experiences as a person. I guess I was going to say as a young person, but you might not necessarily be so young, and that wouldn't apply to you. So, Anyway, so at the very beginning I was talking about using poetry to do with nature and like parents and stuff, because I guess young children and stuff really like their parents or whatever. I don't know, man. Oh god, I really should change my stream notification on string cord for my Discord, because it still has my old username, just cardboard box instead of boxed soup. Yeah, anyway, and then I had a huge kind of dip in my mental health at one point, and so a lot of my poems I can't really share nowadays because all of them are about suicide. So it kind of puts a damper on a mood, you know, like you go to rock up to a party and someone's like, oh yes, what do you do? And then you say, I write poems, and they're like, what kind of poems do you write? And then you start like spouting out really, really venti stuff about depression and or low mood, as Cams likes to put it. But there is a poem from that period of my life. Let's hope the iPad doesn't fall. There we go. That I would like to share, which is kind of depressing. Maybe depressing is too much of a buzzword these days. Maybe I should write kind of sad or whatever. But yeah, it is kind of depressing. Let me try and find it. It's about fairy tales. I really... okay, that is not the poem I wanted. Also, side note, look, amazing is, you can't really read it properly. It was, I saw that karma. I thought it was funny. Anyway, yes, so to the poem, it's, if life was a fairy tale, who would you be? A daring prince across the sea? A princess with so many woes? Or would you try and reverse the roles? I dreamed a dream that many had dreamed. I would be the prince, it seemed. But smiles were already fading. The bubbles started breaking. So off I went to school to realize that I was a fool. To have a fantasy was a disaster. There would never be a happy ever after. Hello! What is the book about? It's my personal notebook that I wrote poems in and stuff like that. One of which you would have already heard and stuff like that. If you don't wear a mask, you might get COVID. Yeah, definitely outside. Like, I am big supporter of masks or whatever. Glad you're staying safe. I can't really tell if that's a joke or not. Jokes tend to fly over my head. But yeah, masks do save lives. And get vaccinated, guys. Kids. I don't really think I should be saying kids at this point because I'm probably younger than a lot of people that might even watch me. Even when you're alone, you should still wear one. Not sure about that one. If you're alone, it really doesn't really matter, I don't think. Unless you're in a house with someone. But then again, but you're not really alone when you're in a house with someone, so I guess that doesn't exactly make sense. So, yeah, anyway. Well, why are you wearing one then? Because, I don't know, I came into this, like, yesterday, I was like, tomorrow I'm going to show my face on stream, and I wouldn't care because it doesn't really matter in the end of the day what I look like. And then I started streaming and I was like, I look fucking naked without my mask, so I'm going to wear one. So it's essentially just like, well, I don't want to really show my face yet on the internet, which seems a bit strange considering I filmed a YouTube video without a mask and I uploaded it, and I guess it's just because I'm banking on the fact that no one will watch it, that kind of thing. Yeah, masks are the new fashion. I mean, I don't really know if masks are the new fashion because they've been around. But then I was going to say, like, because they've been around a lot, but I guess something could be around a lot and not be the new fashion. I'm quite tired and I'm quite ill. So I'm going to, like, try and take things slow. Do you think Donald Trump wears masks? I don't really know, but we're probably going to steer away from politics because I'm not really one for political discussion, especially on my Twitch channel. I guess it's a topic I try to avoid, but in the future I might do something to do with like, aha, funny politics. Uh, me like politics. Donald Trump is a businessman, yes, but he was also the former U.S. president. And yeah, huh? I just I just landed on a page, really recently. Not that recently. I mean, it was a whole thing. Trump something. He's a top bloke. Don't support him myself. Why are there two people? Oh my god! I thought you guys were the same person. Actually, have you met Kim Jong? Nope. And we're going to steer away from politics, or I will ban you. You look like him. Bye bye. Ban. Woo. Gone. Anyway, yeah, racism is not tolerated in this chat. Thank you very much. Please leave if you are, even though I do appreciate the views. Actually, continue sticking around because funny internet numbers is how I base my self-worth off. Wonderful, wonderful. Anyway, back to poetry after that kind of tangent. Not that I mind tangents. Like, I genuinely do enjoy interacting with the chat. Just try not to be, like, racist or something. Pretty sure that's one of my chat rules, you know. Anyway. Oh yeah, I've been doing a lot of spoken word poetry lately. So in the past, I used to do more, like, rhyming poetry with rhythm, but I actually did some rhyming poetry without rhythm. Something like, what's a good example? Oh yeah, so this was like basically the first poem that I wrote in this book, which I started in 2019, not 2019. Wait, it is 2019. I thought I said something like 2099. Anyway, beautiful and deadly, trapping its prey in its snares of sickly sweet poison, dripping with malice, suffocating the victim, ending a life. Smiling, grinning like a wolf, blood-stained teeth, bared with fangs, claws outstretched, a succumbus? Anyway, yeah, it's quite bad. But you get the idea, right? It's to do with rhythm, even though I didn't really say it with rhythm. I can't really find an example, you know, maybe I shouldn't bring things up if I don't have an example ready or whatever. Oh yeah, so this was also the period of my life where I started getting really into, like, mental health poetry and stuff. I'm pretty sure I already mentioned that, but, like, I was really into psychology, and I wanted to be a psychologist or a psychiatrist or a clinical psychologist or whatever, you know, just study psychology. I no longer really want to do it because I'm currently in a position where I don't think I have good enough mental health to be able to practice in that field. And I also have kind of bad habit of being somewhat of a catastrophizer, or I overthink, and whenever I see a new, like, mental health term that I learn of, I'm like, do I have that? Oh my god, you know, that kind of thing. So I try not to read as much, even though I've learned not to catastrophize and think that I have everything. So yeah, this is the poem that I submitted for the Pushkin Prize, actually. Listen to the voices. Listen to them scream. No need to be indecisive. This is not a dream. And then I'm going to skip over that one because big trigger warning. Oh wait, trigger warning, content warning, whatever warning. Contains mental health stuff, guys, so, like, don't watch this if you are easily triggered. And I mean that. I don't know why I did that song and dance. I've been watching too much drag recently. Yeah, anyway, so I revel in pain. Revel? I revel in pain, hatred, sorrow, and fear. Others say I'm insane. They don't want me near. And then there's never really hungry. I have no appetite. So thin, they get angry. They will not hear my plight. These rituals I must complete. Intrusive thoughts are my motive. Stopping isn't an easy feat. The event that traumatized me haunts me still. Flashing images I can see, my emotions it did kill. And then there's like a bunch of other ones like anxiety, talking about anxiety and that kind of thing, and a lot of mental health poems in that era. They're kind of, like short and stuff. My poems from that era. I'm like a historian, but for my own stuff. My poems from that era were categorized, not categorized, but like characterized with short lines, short four line stanzas and rhyme. And now I write slam poems and other things like that. I've kind of gotten more into. Let me see. Let me try and find something. Oh yeah. So something like this. Love. This is actually more like my early poems. Love is like a plague, infectious, devouring. Petals blossoming, an angry tirade. My all-consuming. Maybe it would be more quality if I actually knew what I was saying, but I'm ill, I'm tired, so let's just continue. All-consuming. My love for you is like a red ribbon cut by a craft knife, severing, opening, gates to new beginnings, endings, sending us to new dimensions, parting. I quite like that one. It's short and sweet. Just like me. No, don't sexualize me, guys. I'm a minor. I don't know why I flipped you off. I don't know what I'm doing. Yeah. Right. What others? Oh yeah. So the slam poetry, if you're interested in, seeing is in my not VODs channel, in my YouTube channel, which you can find on my profile. That being said, guys, wow, look at me. I've streamed for 17 minutes. Follow me if you like this content, because I produce generally better stuff on the fly. No, not on the fly, regularly. I usually do gaming, and I talk to chat, and I draw. Wow. I want to bring back singing at one point, but I need to kind of like get over my self-esteem issues first, so. Okay. Yes. Okay, so this is something that I won't be posting to my YouTube in terms of like by itself, because I don't like it enough. God, I've been watching too much drag. I'm even imitating his movements. This is terrible. Next thing I know, I'm going to be suffocated by 1,000 layers of irony, and I'm going to make clown videos. I really enjoy his content. You should totally check him out. I love what he's doing, like the whole art kind of thing, and it actually was the straw that broke the camel's back in terms of me coming out of a very not blunted, like, I think I have a poem called Blunted, yeah, blunted kind of state, kind of woke me up slightly. Right, so this is the channel update, but it's poetry that I was supposed to post on YouTube, but I never did because I was too scared. Please shut up and let me think. Let me put my thoughts to pen and ink. You're far too loud. Please quieten down. You're supposed to be on my side. Be silent, mind. If you're my brain, then why do you drive me insane for some inane reason? Please, not this season of this TV show about my life that I broadcast to those online. See those numbers tick up, then down. If I have to be, I'll play a clown. Let me have this. Just this once, perhaps some grand discoverance. Slow down. Slow down. You aren't making sense. All your feelings are jumbled and your thoughts give no sense. This isn't the first time that you've complained in your not flannel. And no, fuck. I'm not flipping you guys off. I'm flipping the book off, but I can't aim my fucks properly. This is so sad. A true tragedy, I know. Right, where is it? Right, this isn't the first... Okay, you've not had long on this channel and you're already complaining in your not flannel. Slow down. Take it easy. It'll take some time yet. No, this you don't get. This isn't the first time I've gotten into this mess. I'm so stressed because I always feel I've committed some crime, so I wipe the slate clean and I start one more time. And then it goes into stuff like, oh, what will you do? The birds, the trees, the bees will be uploaded into a separate channel. Wow, oh, yeah. Truly amazing. A work of art. Oh god, I'm watching too much drag. Anyway, I wrote something for my YouTube channel that I guess I can just perform right now because it isn't really much of a performance. It's just me, like, vibing, I guess, you know, and sharing my poetry to you because I'm trying to develop a parasocial bond in which I can profit off of. I just want to enjoy the things I enjoy, and I think that's why I'm doing Twitch. Some days it really feels like I'm doing Twitch because I just want to chase fame. Like, I always keep on thinking about, like, how do I do networking, how do I grow my channel, how do I produce better content, how do I raise my production value, and then I'm back to square one. I'm back here, and I'm just sitting on my bed talking to my iPad like how it used to be. Before I moved to like a completely different new set. You can check that out on my profile. Pretty sure you've already clicked on that probably. Unless I'm the only one who obsessively clicks on people's profiles whenever I go onto their stream and stuff, just to check out their panels, to check out their about me, their other things kind of thing. I should invest in not being tired. I think it would do me some good. I should also invest in not being ill. Yes, right. So I'm not very sure if I will post this onto my YouTube channel, but I guess you'll get a preview. I'm watching too much drag. I keep on copying his movements. It is this like a kind of thing, you know, and he's like, wow, irony. And he does these big, like, dramatic kind of things, and I feel like I feel like I don't want to copy that because whenever I notice myself kind of absorbing in these traits and reflecting them, I'm like, am I just a copycat or whatever without the ability to be original, and then I spiral into hell. I should probably not save this VOD to my channel because my friends watch my Twitch. Friends, if you're watching this, please don't. Or do. I don't know. Watch time, amazing. Yes, anyway. Blunted. More slam poetry. What I was going live for. Sometimes I think people take emotions for granted. And by that, I mean not joy, excitement, or pride, but that some can't even feel anything inside. And by that, I mean not the hungry emptiness that claws and chips away at your core, rearing its head with an angry roar, but more of a submersion, total immersion in suffocating thickness, the quickness of the oil as it envelops you so fast you can't fight it, bite it, try to get some god to smite it. You won't even know when it takes over your life. You won't even know when you become blind, unseeing, and muddled in the mind because it takes away your senses. Turns all your vivid feelings into past tenses because the fog is so thick and grows as each second ticks away that you're not chewing the food. You're just swallowing it. There's an essence of the flavor, enough for your brain to cry out happiness or pain. The fuck? But with you have no ability? what did I... This is why you don't write in the middle of the night, because nothing you write makes sense. None of this might make right. To cry out happiness or pain with no ability to savor it, and you just feel like a tin toy, flimsy and easy to destroy. That's a poem. Kind of poorly performed, but, you know, that's the rawness. That's when you know it's the real deal, you know. I mean, does it really matter? Like, most of this stream, okay, I know you tuned in for poetry. Have you even tuned in? I don't know. But I know you tuned in for poetry, but half of it is just going to be me rambling on about whatever comes to my mind, because it feels nice that way, you know? You're kind of just throwing up all of your thoughts to the internet, and there's just kind of a void that's sucking it in, and you don't really know if it's going to reach anyone or reach many people, but it doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter because it makes me feel good, and so that's why I'm doing it. I'm using all of you for my personal gain. I kind of am, you know, like, I do Twitch streaming to make myself feel happy, to make me have something to do, to enjoy the things I want to enjoy, and to have an excuse to play games and to perform or whatever, because I really love performing, and I really like making people happy, or just even communicating with people for a slight minute, because it makes me feel alive, like I'm important or something. I really shouldn't save this VOD to my profile. Ugh, why am I even doing this? Have I got a fever again? I might have a fever again. Stupid illness. I took a PCR test though, so I know it's not COVID. And I keep on not looking into the camera. I'm kind of like looking at myself as I speak. I think most people do. It's something that people have noticed all the time on Teams and stuff. People's eyes tend to drift to themselves, and I'm just fortunate that it isn't the left-hand corner. Is that the left hand? Yes, the left bottom corner. Because then at least, you know, my vision's still kind of in the center. Right. Lily? Oh yeah, I wrote a love poem. I don't write love poems often. Let me read you my first love poem that I have documented, you know, that I'm willing to share and stuff. I hope that you can, like, actually hear what I'm saying. If you can't, then I guess that's fine too, because I'm not really saying any of it for it to be heard. I'm just saying things to say it, and to have some kind of saneness. Wow, puns, words. I'm so cool. I watch too much Drag. I keep on saying that. Why? I don't know. Anyway, where is my love poem? Like, of all, like, I always never want to see it because I'm like, oh my god, that's so cringy and sappy. But now I'm like, please, I want it. Where is it? Ah, yes. Perfect. I found it. I love your smile. Makes my heart leap a mile. Hold my hand to make me blush. When you kiss me, there's no rush. Floating. Dreaming. That's what happens when I'm with you. I hope you feel this way too. You're so cute, it makes me mute. Bubble up with joy like a kid getting a new toy. I love your hair. Silky, like from a mare. Oh, why did I write these lines? Sparkling in the sunset. I'm glad we met. I love your eyes. Makes me feel like I'm on legal highs. So beautiful. So wonderful. I love you. I don't think I wrote this to anyone in particular. I don't think I had a crush in that moment. The thing with my crushes that really annoys me is I only develop like the real kind of crushes from my perspective. What makes it real, you know? When I know someone really well, and I tend to do that with friends that I've known for a long time and I'm really close to, and then I get kind of stressed about it because then I'm like, well, what if it ruins our friendship? Because contrary to the popular TikTok song, I don't want to ruin our friendship. Oh god. Truly amazing. Artistic talent right here. You're looking at the next Da Vinci. Um, you should follow me if you want to. If you want to. Anyway, the love poem that I promised. Did I promise? I don't think I promised it, but you're going to hear it anyway. This is the most recent one I've wrote last night. It's incomplete. It isn't that good. I should stop unnecessarily self-deprecating, you know. Yeah, anyway, let's continue. The rain makes a pleasant sound when you're around. The sun seems to shine brighter when you hold my hand tighter. Not that you have ever held my hand, nor have I made such a demand, because your presence is enough to smooth all my rough edges. Your hands may be cold, but you're so warm that I cannot be bold, so I'll elect to perform this weird courtship. And then I'm going to, through my rhymes and poems, and maybe someday I hope that you'll hear this, and then I will have to no longer fear your rejection. Or something like that. I don't know. What is it called? I improvised the last part because why not? It doesn't really rhyme, but there we go. I have a few other poems. Maybe I should write a poem on stream. Maybe that will get me views and internet points. Yeah, why not? Yeah, why not? Fuck it. I have time. Still have some time until lunch. I find it like sometimes kind of sad that the only chat interaction I get a lot of the time is from trolls, but then I kind of think, well, it's fine, you know, it still boosts my reach, but that's not really why I'm doing this whole thing. I don't know if I'm doing Twitch to try and get famous or just to have a good time anymore. And that thought upsets me because I want to just enjoy it. There's something special about having this kind of niche kind of thing, and just sitting in front of a iPad camera where when you know that not many people are going to be watching, and you can kind of have special moment or something, I don't know. But yeah, there are two people who used to watch me quite regularly, and I remember I used to do this kind of content, and then I switched to gaming content majority of the time. I don't know if I did that because I wanted to do it or because I thought it was the right thing to do. But I don't want to regret it because everything's part of a learning experience, and every mistake you make, it doesn't matter that it's a mistake, it doesn't matter that you failed something, it just matters that you learn from it. And if I decide in the future that I'm not going to do gaming content and I'm just going to sit here, chill, write some poems, sing some songs, then that would be fine with me, because as long as I'm enjoying myself, and as long as you guys are enjoying yourself. I've always told myself, you know, like, it doesn't matter how many people watch me, it doesn't matter how many people follow me, it doesn't matter how many people can watch me for a moment and enjoy themselves slightly, and for me to enjoy myself slightly in that moment. It just matters that I'm doing it, and that at least one person, even if that one person is just me, is having fun. And I think I'd like to stick to that. I'd like to stick to that, and so I know that I won't always be able to. I know that I'll have a ton of periods in my life where I'm just like fed up and so impatient and tired that everything doesn't seem to be working out, and then I might even give up. But it just matters that I'm here now. You know? Anyway, guys, time for some poetry. Right. What kind of poetry do you want to write? I want to write. Why don't we write something about the sky? Are there a lot of poems about the sky? Because I have the impression that there are a lot of poems about the sky. Oh, wait. I could read you another poem of mine. Wow. I've written a lot of poems. Written a lot of poems in these 15 years that I've been alive. Although most of them aren't recorded, which in a way is a shame because I love history in terms of like its preservation of knowledge of things that we know what's been happening and we can learn from everything, and so I find it very important to preserve my personal history for myself, even if it's just for myself to look back on. And I'm going to hold that poem for a moment and read you something that a small segment of a poem I wrote recently, because I feel like it expresses what I want to say. Where is it? My life is to be a work of art, but I don't know where to start. Many materials in my shopping cart. What's the worth in being so smart? So basically, I mean, I don't really have to explain what that means. I want my life to be a cool thing, that it's like a cool shiny rock, and I want to be able to polish it and make it look shiny and display it. And in a way that kind of ruins your private life, privacy or whatever, if you're just putting it out there for the entire world to see. But I want to make art, but I also want to be the art. And I don't know if that's like making myself a brand, or I don't want to be a brand, but I guess it's inevitable, right? If you're making yourself the art, right? And I don't know if that's a good idea. I don't think it's a good idea right now. My opinion is subject to change, of course, like every opinion. I don't know if I want to be the art, but I mean, I've always grown up with high expectations, and I've grown up, I guess, performing whatever, or maybe I'm just a drama queen and exaggerating everything, but everything seems like a performance, so why not make it one, you know? But no, I shouldn't think like that. Bad. It will only be a performance if I want it to be, and who's to say that the performance isn't genuine, isn't authentic? Oh, I'm watching too much drag. That I just say these kinds of things in my free time. But perhaps it's not such a bad thing. Anyway, oh yeah, I wrote a poem quite a while ago, where I was being like, haha, I feel high and on drugs, but I'm not on drugs, and I've never been on drugs. Twitch, please do not ban me. And so I wrote this, just, oh good sir, but, intonation. Oh good sir, I do but jest. I did not mean to insult your family crest. I'm god awfully sorry for being a pest, though one by your definition is just one with some zest. Please do forgive me for being the best, though I have failed every test. I can surely say at birth you fell out of the nest. Oh, was that cheeky? Good lords, is it a vast or a vest? I think I like it. You know, it's playful. It's jumpy. It's like a spring chicken. Wow, I'm so good at analogies. But yes, the one that I wanted to share. Where is it? It's a poem. It's a me, a Mario. Let me try and find it. Please bear with me. Thank you. I am trying to find it. Wow. Oh, wait. I wrote another thing. I'm getting sidetracked again. I guess you'll just have to stick around until I actually get to the point. Wow. Yeah. I wrote, infinity is blah blah blah. Loud dog barking. Don't know if you heard that. Right. This is for a bit of roleplay that I did on an online server. Infinity is his eyes. His distant eyes seem to grow ever more distant, stars filling the void that it once were a soft, pleasant smile across his face. Everett looked almost peaceful, in a place of utter tranquility. Infinity is beyond the mind. It is the angry, all-consuming fire from the very depths of the never-ending torment that is hell. It is the life-giving water, the cleanest kind, that flows from the reserves of the highest mountains. It is the croaking of a bullfrog at the rising sun as the swamp begins to stir. It is the whispers in the willow trees as they bend and sway, greeting the moon with as it shines, dappled in the water. It is all-encompassing, yet it is none of that. It is nothing, yet it is something. It is here, nor there. It disappears when you squint to see it and reappears in every corner of your eyes. Infinity, Mikulia. Infinity is the most vibrant of colors, the darkest of nights, the nightingale singing for the moonrise, and the most eldritch of blights. Infinity is the boom of inky colors tearing at the very fabric of reality, restrained yet unrestrained, all-loving yet needlessly cruel. It takes and it gives and it doesn't take at all. Infinity is in every place you turn to for safety, for warmth. Infinity is the shadows and crooked cliff edges threatening to topple. It was almost as if he was staring at the very thing that he was describing, but as soon as he stopped, all the light faded away once more. Infinity is dangerous, Mikulia, last name. I don't know if the person is comfortable with me talking about their character, so, let us pray that you never have to meet it. Never in 1,000 lifetimes. Very proud of that. Like, on a whim writing that I did. And it was quite late at night as well. Well, I say late, but it's not really that late. It was like 8 o'clock. But yeah, very proud of that piece, especially since it was on a whim. If it was planned, I would be much less proud of it, but I'm proud of it nonetheless. And do you care for some soup underneath? This is a poem that I've forgotten about, but I'll just share it with you anyway. This is more of just like a poetry sharing session and a mental health dump session or whatever. Do you care for some soup underneath that tree, where pixies hide and goblins go? Enter a land a mortal should not see. Listen to the calling of a crow. Do you care for some mushrooms underneath that tree? Let's put them in our soup. Follow the flight of the bee, or ye shall perish in one fell swoop. What does your heart desire? What lights your inner fire? Drink the soup, and ye shall be blessed, but accursed forevermore. Short but sweet. Keg stand. I just have a random note on my phone where all I say is just keg stand. I don't understand what's going on, but don't really need to know. Notes. Galaxy D6 character create a smart folder? No, thank you. Where is my poem? This is what happens when you don't, save notes in a neat way on your phone, because I can't find it. I literally cannot find it. This is so sad. It's actually pretty good. It was something to do with, wouldn't you like to take out a spoon and use it to eat a chunk of the moon, something like that. It was very whimsical. It was fun. The prompt was Spoon, and I just had fun writing it, and it's all lighthearted and stuff. I've been streaming for far longer than I imagined I would. I'll be going soon for lunch. Yeah. Anyway, we're going to end it off with my pen falling down, apparently. Where are we going to end it off? What's a good ending point? I'm just staring out of my window. There isn't anything much to be staring at. It's just sun. And my eyes are light sensitive, so I should not be looking at that, because every time I turn back, I'm just blind for a few seconds. Let's finish with a slightly more optimistic slam poem, shall we? I posted this onto my YouTube channel. I perform it infinitely better than I ever could on a whim here, since I took multiple takes and stuff. But, well, perhaps that's not what you're looking for if you're watching my stream right now. The lighting's actually better than it usually is on my channel. Slightly problematic, but whatever, I guess. I can feel. Am I starting to heal? I'm starting to hear, and somehow it makes me fear recovery, discovery that I might be a fool, that though I thought not, my sickness uses me as a tool and not me using it. Now, I have to ask myself, no, and not me using it. Could I even use it without being bit? Now I have to ask myself, do I enjoy being sick? Am I worrying that perhaps that nothing else will stick? I can feel, and everything real seems so surreal. I want to go back, wallow in that dark black void, because I failed. I failed to separate what makes me sick and myself, my own self, my ego identity, that I've become some non-entity. I want to go back to when I won't know, the serenity of that blur living through a filter. I want to go back to when I won't know, when I tilter over the edge, step off the ledge without knowing that something horrible inside is growing, drown out that gnawing feeling. Everything, including your skin, is unpeeling. I want to stop feeling. I want to stop healing, but I can't. And perhaps that's for the best, because then I'll get to read the rest of my story. Perhaps I will find some glory, though it matters not. Try not to get caught up in daydreams. I can feel, and I am starting to heal. That's a poem. Never managed to say the whole way through without staring at my notes. I would memorize it, but I've got a play to perform at my school, so I might do that after I finish having to remember all this stuff in my head. Maybe I'll do it after school, because a lot of school is just memorization, really. Anyway, guys, follow my channel if you want to see more. Oh, yes. God, I've been watching too much drag, and that's not the first time I've said this. I know. I mean, you would know, right? Because you've been watching and stuff. Unless you haven't, in which case, welcome. But, yeah. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I don't know why you were here, but I appreciate it nonetheless. And I hope that you had some fun, and because I know I did. I know that my spirit's going to be lifted throughout the rest of the day, and I know that was fun for me. Even though I'm kind of like in a state where I feel really hyper, with a lot of energy, and I think it's a sleep deprivation. So I'll go off, have some rest like I should, because I'm ill. And have a good time zone. I guess I'll keep this up on my profile, because I don't know what else to do with it. So see you soon, and bye bye.